All right, Bang Bang. Welcome to the Portnoy Show with Eddie and Company, presented by High Noon. Dave, you look like a watermelon can today. Kind of.
I guess it's like a
passion fruit, maybe a passion
pink.
fruit.
I guess pink is not. Watermelon's more red, right?
Watermelon's more red, but when watermelon gets like a starburst, you know.
Yeah, a starburst looks like a light pink starburst. That's fair. Yeah, Hard Noon, real juice, real vodka, and sparkling water. Everyone knows the deal by now. It is the drink of the summer. I was actually. It was tough because I was on a little plane coming back from, I forget where I was going at, but I was coming back, I think, from Mod Talk, and there were a bunch of dudes shit-faced drinking High Noon. Super annoying on the plane, actually. Like, it's a little prop plane, and he was like turned around. So he was like looking at me the entire time, talking to his friends. Very annoying. But he was drinking High Noon, so I had to like him.
That was nice of you.
Yeah. Support the brand.
The annoyingness. Wait, what do you mean? This is like a rich person plane?
It's like in between, Nantucket, the Hamptons, Manhattan. You can get little prop planes that seat like 8 people. So they're tiny little, they're like 45-minute flights, half an hour flights, hour flights. And I sat, and the guy was in the row in front of me, and his friends were behind me. So he was just like talking through me the entire flight,
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well,
but he was drinking High Noon, so I was like, yeah.
Any particular flavor he was drinking?
I think he had pineapple.
Nice. Go grab some High Noon. Head over to your local liquor store today and get some. All right, we'll kick off the show. Stu Feiner is going to be joining us at some point. He has a list of topics.
I don't know why he does that. Like, we're getting ready for Stu Feiner's season. I don't need any more Stu Feiner in my life.
He wants to preheat the oven. He wants to get you ready. So Stu will be coming on probably at the half hour. But we'll kick things off. A lot of things going on, actually. But we'll kick it off with your Twitter beef yesterday.
Yeah, Gaz just like... And I sent the company memo, which I thought was pretty self-explanatory, but apparently not when one of the oldest guy and the head of our social media is literally posting videos without watching the entire thing. So everybody at Barstool knows pretty much the number one rule we have right now is do not make fun of problem gambling and stuff like that. Makes sense. We're owned by a gambling company. Much like if you work for Coors Light or High Noon or something like that, you probably don't want to make fun of like Alcoholics Anonymous, right? It's like, you just don't do it. We've had trainings on it. Dukes has been suspended for it. It's just don't do it. So I'm minding my own
today.
What?
I think we have a training today, actually.
We do. So I'm minding my own business. It's, sitting on the couch. I forget what I was doing exactly. And Gaz texted me. He's like, what do you think of this video? Should I delete it or keep it up? And I looked at it real quick, and it's some guy, I don't know, it's like a skit or something. And he's talking about Vegas and basically like, oh, Vegas, they lure you in, I think, with cheap flights and cheap alcohol and get you to lose your mind, whatever. I had to literally watch it for less than 2 seconds. I'm like, yeah, no, delete. Shouldn't be posted. And Paul's like, don't worry, I already deleted. I took care of it. Fine. Then I'm just minding my own business. And the kid who posted it has tagged me in a tweet. And he's got like, I don't know, 250,000 followers, like 250,000 followers. And he basically says, it's kind of ironic that Barstool Sports and Stu Presidente would like take this video down when he's been accused of all these heinous crimes, but they can't keep this joke up. And that set me off because it's like, all right, it had absolutely that there's just two irrelevant things. We have that rule. You can't make the problem gambling jokes. What that has to do with the accusations against me, which are totally false. I ever don't have to go down that road. They're just totally different. They're just totally, there's absolutely no comparison. So I start getting mad. I'll go guess, who the fuck posted this? Who the fuck posted this? He's like, I did. So what do you mean? And then he hit me with, I didn't watch it. Then he's like, yeah, something about like when you play a video, sometimes it starts like 15 seconds after
So I had it open on my laptop and I was actually rewatching Thrones, and then it was playing, and I had seen it earlier in the day. It would going viral. And so Ocho Cinco reposted it, and I clicked play on it, and I'm like, oh, this guy's trolling council, kind of like Chad Goes Deep used to do in LA. And he was just very funny. Posted it. Within 2 minutes, I went back to it, started rewatching it again. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, my first instinct, text Dave and Penn. Like, is this bad? And then before I could do anything, Chuck texted me, and then it was down. It was within 5 minutes, it was all gone. No harm, no foul, dumb, stupid, can't do that. Bad example. I'm going to be probably the poster child.
You got to watch the videos.
Exactly. He could have said.
Let's watch the videos before we post them.
100%. It's day one. I'll be the poster child of idiotic move for social. I talk about it all the time. It's like, you just can't do it. So it goes down, and then what? Like you said, it was like probably 35 minutes had passed. Even Penn responded, and he was, like, we've asked about this video before. Is it a big deal to take it down? And I was like, it's already down. Like, it wasn't like a 5-alarm fire, at least from the response I got. Then 35 minutes later, all hell broke loose, and I'm in political Twitter.
So I don't know who this guy, and I said yes, I'm not going to talk about. I knew we would have to on this dude Alex Stein. I have no fucking clue who he is. All right, it's the first time I've heard of him. I didn't even watch the whole video. I just saw that little gambling thing. I'm like, down, and then he makes the comment, like, brings up the Business Insider. I'm like, this guy's a piece of fucking shit. But let's have him on the podcast, and I reach out. And he's like, yeah, I'll come on. Because I said what I said. It's like, it has absolutely nothing to do with anything that you just said, dude. It's literally, we're owned by a gambling company. We don't make problem gambling jokes. It's not that big of a deal. And it's not like we're suddenly gigantic pussies, which is what he was saying. So I thought he was a comedian. So it's like, all right, let's have him talk about it. Come on the show. Eddie, you hit me up. You're like, I know who this guy is. He's one of the worst guys on social media. And you send me that old video. And by the way, when I got mad at this guy, his first response to me, when I'm like, oh, I fucking hate this guy because he's I don't know how he knew it was up and down on our thing so fast, by the way, but whatever. I was pissed. What?
I do know how it happened. We was self-sabotage internally, but I don't want to know. There's people that follow him and quote tweeted it and retweeted it and replied to it, adding. Like, so that was the problem. Like, someone from Barstool tweeted it.
Oh, but they weren't like they took it down.
No, they were just like, oh,
it's Mincy, because you said Mincy's friends. All right. So Mincy's, get him in here. I'm going to fucking scream at Mincy just to rattle his cage. So, okay. His first response is, which I thought was like strange, was like, do you wish I was aborted? I bet you wish he was aborted. That's a highly political, like, when I'm mad at you for just making no sense, calling us pussies when it has nothing to do with that, do you wish I was aborted, is like a pretty weird thing to respond. It's like, huh. And then you look, he's the Breitbart, and Eddie, then you show me like this old video you send me, and this guy, I don't listen, and like, people know I'm pro-choice, but this guy is a cock. He's making a video. There's girls like protesting pro-choice, excuse me, and we'll put in the clip.
You are a baby murderer, you know that. Whether you want to admit it or not, you guys murder babies. You're disgusting. Like, if you're playing cards, look at this. Look how pathetic these signs are. This is disgusting. I mean, look how disgusting. Take that back. Look how disgusting this is. I want to murder babies. This is pathetic. You guys are losers. These are pathetic losers. These are baby murderers. I'm not touching it. These people are baby murderers. This is pathetic. This is the world we live in. These little kids sit here and they protest and they want to kill little kids. It's pathetic.
And again, I said, I don't care like, people can disagree on politics in America. That's a fact. This guy going up to what looks like 16, 18-year-old girls who are, by the way, protesting and like just sitting there minding their own business, being like, you guys are baby killers, murderers, taking their signs and just throwing them. He came across as the most self-entitled douchebag. He came across what all the left who hates me, the extreme left, who they think I am. some like fucking snotty, like fratty. And by the way, there's good frat guys, bad guys, but that's the image this guy portrays. There was nothing funny about what he was doing. He just sits there with this smirk being like, you guys are baby murderers. You guys are disgusting. And honestly, throwing their signs, the girls weren't doing anything. It's no different than when you see like crazy liberals get in the face of the other side. Like, it's like, what are you doing? They're not really bothering anybody. So once I saw that, combined it that this guy's just a very extreme political guy. He's like very right, and I hate the extreme right. I hate the extreme left, but I have no time for this. Now my mentions are dumpster fire again. It's the same shit. It's basically like the pro Andrew Tate crowd. They're like, first Tate, now this guy. They're like walking arm in arm, like, you guys are pussy, you guys are betas. Like, whatever. I didn't want it. This guy is, the more I became aware of who he was and what he did, it's like I have absolutely no interest. People are saying he's a comedian. He points out hypocrisy. No, he doesn't. He's just a right-wing lunatic. Like, if you go up to people and just start screaming baby murderer, you have no interest in any type of discussion. That's how you feel, fine. You'll never change, but he's not gonna be on this show. His last DM to me made no sense, but I'm done talking to him. Where's my phone? It's so great you're melting down on Twitter is in 4K, and honestly, my original comment wasn't meant to be a dig. I was trying to make a point that some accusations are false and not to believe everything you hear, but you just melted like a rich baby. That makes no sense. How is your first dig, which is, I'll read what he said exactly, was to show that you shouldn't believe everything you read? What? Like, what in the world are you talking about? This is what he said. It's so cute that Barstool Sports is owned by Stu Feiner, who is accused of the most heinous things, but they are too afraid to keep my content up. I will give all my money to anybody who can say that tweet was supposed to show how don't believe everything you read about me. What is he talking about? That makes no sense. He's just changing around. Yes, you bring up, accuse the most heinous things, but we weren't afraid to keep your content up. It's rule 1. You're not, that was never supposed to go up. It's a mistake by fucking the bald-headed, loud chewing gum guy. What are we going to do? It had nothing to do with me, and that is what it is. And this guy, the more I became aware of him, is one of the guys, when I always say I hate the extreme left, I hate the extreme right, he's one of the extreme right. Like, that video is so, that you sent me, Eddie, it was so fucking like cringy, and he thinks he's funny. He's not doing anything. He just sticks a camera and smiles. You guys are baby murderers. You guys are baby murderers, and they're like these. They're not very old. You guys are disgusting. You guys are disgusting, right? Throwing their shit. It's like, dude, you're an asshole. So I didn't want anything to do with him.
Yeah. So here's my knowledge on the situation. I think he liked us, and
of course he did. He's one of those guys. Before I said I was pro-choice, even though I said most of the times, who tried to co-opt me and could not take my cock out of his mouth. If I said, hey, Alex Stein, push your head down and put my cock all the way in your mouth, he'd be like, I'll open as wide as I can go, Dave. And then he's like Dan Pacino or whatever. And by the way, anybody who's followed me knows who I am. I was never who they want me to be. I have my own views, my own opinions. I'm not a parrot like this guy. And by the way, then he suddenly has a problem with gambling. That's when I'm like, oh, I won this. Like, because I hit him with he's like, you're not going to be able to sleep tonight. It's like, I think I'll sleep okay, buddy, on my $500 million mattress that we just fucking sold the company for. And he's like, oh, you be happy addicting kids to gambling. What is this guy in Prohibition era? It's like the religious right. Like, all right, yeah, I like to gamble. I like to fuck. I like to have fun. Sorry, you like to sit there like this. Oh, you guys are disgusting, you fat fuck. Sorry, no offense, Eddie. He is fat, though. So it's like, what are you going to do? In his talking heads, but I always tell myself, Twitter is an echo chamber. Those people are loud right now. They're this, that. He's the extreme. Anybody, I don't care. I get it. There's pro-life, pro-choice. It's obviously he'd debate. This guy has no interest. If your first comeback is, I bet you wish I was aborted. Oh, I have no time for you. And I said, I go, when I originally asked him, then changed, like, never mind. I didn't know who you were. I have no interest in having you on the show. I'm like, you're too political. Like, your entire world revolves around politics. I don't want that type of person on this show. And people are like, well, you go on other people's show. Yeah, big difference. When have we ever had that type of political lightning rod? I'm trying to expand people to know us. I don't invite them on ours. We've never had that. I don't want that. And this guy's a cock.
Yeah, and I get why. And like I said, not having him on, we can't hear him speak about why. But from what I've seen, he liked you. He liked Barstool beforehand. And then naturally with this show, I get sent stuff about you and whatnot. And he tweeted, it looks like in June, this was after your Roe versus Wade talk on the show. And he said, great job, Stool Presidente. Now you're friends with Business Insider again.
Yeah,
and
right. No,
then,
that's his agenda. I don't need people on who have a clear agenda. He hates me now because I'm pro-choice.
Correct. That's what it seems.
And by the way, I don't hate it. It's so fucked up, and this is why politics suck. I don't hate somebody who's pro-life. Like, you have a like my coach at Michigan's pro-life. He said he'd raise everybody's kids in America. Like, I don't hate pro-life. The way this guy is, he doesn't even let you talk. Again, that video, once I was, even after he did that abortion line, I was like, all right, let's still have him on the show and let him talk. When you sent me that video, Eddie, of him accosting those girls, not letting them speak and just being a total dick, there was nothing funny to me or creative about that. He just sticks a camera, smiles like the biggest douchebag cockface in the world, and be like, oh, you guys are baby murderers. You guys are disgusting, throwing their shit all over the place. The girls weren't doing anything. They were just like sitting there. Yeah. So, yeah, I got no interest in for them.
I'm living in your mentions right now. I'd say that your mention, they're just as bad as we ever talked about the blue checkmark brigade.
100%.
Like, it's crazy.
They're equally bad, which I have always maintained. The extreme left and the extreme right we should drop them on a battlefield and let them kill each other. All of them just go kill each other and let the normal people live.
Wait, so go back to Mincy. What exactly did he do? He was tweeting at the guy about it?
No, he just, when I put it on the account, and it's not Mincy's fault. Like, I launched the first shot here, so Mitzi's going to get in the shit, but whatever. So
he didn't do much.
When we posted it he was the one. He replied with the guy's to the tweet, being like, "This is the guy," type of thing. So that's how the guy, I'm assuming, saw it, because I don't know if they follow each other.
But how would you know it's down so fast if your timeline's real, Gaza? It was like 4 minutes.
I took it down in 4 minutes. What do you mean? It's still up. Mitzi's tweet at the guy's still up.
Oh. Did you? Yeah, well, the most confusing is that last thing of him saying he was trying to actually like defend me, how you don't believe everything you read. Can anybody make sense of that? That tweet somehow meant that?
No. Well, a lot of the accusations in the mentions, Dave, is that you've gone woke. Do you think you've gone woke?
Do you think I've gone woke?
No.
Dude, Dave's like a huge MAGA woke guy. He's everywhere. He's like, that's the thing. He just gets ripped for everything.
Here's what I am, which drives more, I guess, the right. I'm not who they thought like the left. By the way, the left still hates me. Just they haven't like changed their tune. I'm just, both sides fucking are starting to hate me, but I'm never what they said. They don't even listen to what you say. Like, I remember I went on Tucker Carlson one time, and it's like, I think Nike did a great job picking Kaepernick to be their spokesman. And the responses to that, it was like people didn't even hear what I said. The left was, kill me. How could you come after Kaepernick? And the right was like, he sucks. It's like, wait, I said it was, I don't even deal with it. It is what it is. But no, I haven't changed at all. The problem is, I don't do what both extremes want, which is complete and utter obediency and not using your brain or openness to a dialogue. Like, you really, this guy's first response, I bet you wish I was aborted. It's like, oh, before I knew anything, I'm like, that's an interesting thing to come back with. And then, of course, you send me him screaming baby murderers at some like teenage girls who aren't doing anything. I'm like, all right, so now I know whether this guy's a crazy person. I don't know. That video may have been funny, but I don't. Some of my mentions, I don't look that closely. Like he exposes hypocrisy in media. It's like, what are you talking about? That's what he tried to say he was doing with us with that tweet. Oh, again, let me read the tweet he put was, it's what? Well, I'll read exactly again. It was, it's so cute that Barstool Sports is owned by Stu Feiner, who is accused of the most heinous things, but they are too afraid to keep my content up. He has later said that tweet was supposed to mean don't believe everything you read.
Quite the
free ball don't lie to anybody who can make that connection. He was taking a shot at us for being woke pussies, all right? And the reason he was taking that shot is because I said I'm pro-choice. That's it. Period. End of story. And that tweet or of us posting his thing coming down had nothing to do with anything other than the fact we're never supposed to make problem gambling jokes. And the Andrew Tate and this guy crowd who came out of the woodwork, him more like the moral superiority, telling women what to do, whatever. They don't even want to have a dialogue. He's a piece of shit. If anybody can watch that video of him screaming like baby murders with a stupid smirk that should be slapped off his face and say that guy's an okay guy, then you're not for me. You're not my cup of tea.
Did you get smoked for the Tate thing? I know that's a BFFs thing. What? I missed all that, I guess.
Oh, Beta Dave. Tate took you to the cleaners. You're such a woke pussy. I still get it, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You just got banned, huh?
From everything.
Really?
I don't know. There's all these charges. I don't know about that. But yeah, oh yeah. The Tate's got a posse. They can't. And by the way, I think I said women weren't his property or something. He's like, I own women like dogs or something. Like, that's crazy. That's sexist. They're like, you're a pussy. You're a pussy. You've changed. And then, of course, they go into like, of course you want abortions because you want to fuck everybody and get them pregnant. It's like, this guy's definitely got a tiny little dick, Andrew Stein, no doubt.
Did you think about, trotting Jack Mac out there, mend the fences a little bit?
If Jack Mack likes this guy, he's demented. There's nobody.
I don't know if he does. That was unfair.
That video that I'm talking about, that I put the little clip. There's nobody that can like that. I don't care what side you're on. Nobody can like the way he went about that.
Yeah. So you're saying it's the same as when, let's just use an example, like when people are going nuts at that Chappelle protest. Remember that one? And
no,
that one guy.
But there's plenty of woke videos of woke people screaming at the other side, like in their face, being like super aggressive. There's lots of those, and those people are crazy too. Like there's that super the no, like that girl. Like there's all sorts of videos of like crazy people getting in the right's faces. It's like, that's the same fucking shit. There is Mitzi. So you're friends with that piece of shit?
I think friends is a strong term, but I do say I've known him for a long time because
he's an absolute cock.
Look, I agree.
He's a cock, Mincy.
Dave, there's something you've said that I agree with. When you talk about the political stuff, the far left and the far right are both like bananas, and everybody's in that 70 or 80% in the middle. And I agree with that. But I have known him for a while because he went to LSU, and so I've known him for a minute for sure.
He's definitely on the extreme.
Yeah, he pushes it harder than anyone on the right side for sure. There's no denying it.
And I didn't realize that at first. Like, I was like, who is this fucking guy? And as you know, us taking that video down had nothing to do with politics. It has to do with a gambling company, and we made a problem gambling joke, and we can't do that. So that's why I came down. What a piece of shit.
Yeah, he pushes it very, very hard. There's no denying it. Man.
What a piece of shit. That sounds like something you do. You hit him hard, he quit. That sounds about right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I stay, the political stuff. I agree with your point about the far left, far right. Like I'm happy to come to work every day and not discuss politics for sure.
Me too. All right. Thanks, Bitsy.
Yeah, thank you, Dave.
Yeah, he's been described, the person who sent it to me, as like the new gun girl in some people's minds.
Yeah, well, that's how you said it to me.
Yeah,
Again, I didn't know anything about it. And I apologize sort of to Gaz, because if I knew who I was dealing with, I would have never, ever responded. I thought he was the Chad Goes Deep guy, which is just straight comedy. So it's like, all right, well, let's have this guy on. We'll probably get along. It's bullshit. He tweeted that. He's crying that we took it down. That's not what we took down. But that's not who he is. He's a political wing job.
And guys, just for the record books here, what kind of gum do you actually chew?
I got some like dentine over there, actually, some extra dentine. Yes, right. That always gets brought up. I'm trying to fix that up.
Good to know. All right. Chewing the gum.
Sucks Dave with the gum issue.
Yes, exactly. Dave, let's talk about Game Time before we move on.
Game Time, all your ticket needs. The exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute tickets to sports, concerts, and shows that guarantee the lowest price. What concerts you need tickets? I've gone to Buffett lately. That was fucking great. I'd love to go again. I'm trying to think if there's any concerts upcoming. Obviously, Molly's fighting at Madison Square Garden. That'll be a tough ticket to go to. Download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login, and redeem code Dave for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. Game Time, exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports.
Cream, is Stu waiting? Can we bring Stu in now?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay, cool. Let's bring Stu in. Ready to roll? All right, welcome to the show, Stu Feiner. Stu, how are you?
Very good, Eddie. Very good. In a great place. Love you, Dave. In a great place right now. I mean, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. I would say 61 years, going on 62 years, I've never been in a better place. About 9 weeks ago, I hit the wall where I finally listened to the doctor, and he scared the fuck out of me when he said, listen, it's been almost 2 years. You've been fucking around with your sugars. They're almost 430. Your A1C is 13. And you should be blind. Your dick should not work. And your toes should have been off already. So you're going to fucking gamble with your life a lot. I know you gamble for a living, but you're going to gamble with your life. Your wife depends upon you, your family, your business, your friends, your father, blah, blah. So I put everything down, and I'm playing the long game now, where put everything down. I've ran 265 miles in the last 9 weeks. Clean, sober, abstinent. Over the last 4 months, I'm down almost 31 pounds. I'm like 189 and a half. I'm going to 152. And I do not miss the marijuana. I do not miss the carbs. I do not miss the sugar. I had the best time ever at Rough N Rowdy. Clean, sober, abstinent. I was on point. I had clarity. I didn't say something and wish I didn't say it. And, I'm in a real positive place. I can't wait for, Barstool Sports Advisors to rock. Can't wait for the football season. We got week 0 coming up on Saturday. Baseball's hot and heavy in New York. Can't get any better with the Mets and Yankees both being in first place, both vying to win the World Series. And, my wife loves me. My dog loves me. My kids love me. Dave Portnoy loves me. You don't fucking need anything else, really. That's really the fucking bottom line. So that's really it. So, Dave, let me ask you, I have so many questions to ask you. Let me go front and center here. How did you think Barstool, how did you think Rough N Rowdy went? I thought it was the best Rough N Rowdy ever, but what did you personally think?
I thought it was good. I think we got to get back to, we're using the same fighters over and over a lot, which I think we got to start getting new blood more. That's like part of the charm of Rough N Rowdy is you never know what you're going to get. Like the Abel brothers were new fighters 2 fights ago. But overall, I thought it went very well, but we got to start getting more new blood because that's where you find the more interesting characters.
I have a lot of, obviously, my youngest son's 23, my second son's 27. And, they hang out with a bunch of killers. Providence, Rhode Island is in my wheelhouse. I can fucking drive there in a bus. I have a ton of fighters that would love to fight. They got to get paid something, though, so I need to negotiate that. But I could bring
why would we pay fighters that we have no idea who they are?
Well, you would vouch on my word. I'm not talking paying them real money, but, how much do you normally give a guy? 500, 1,000, 2,000, somewhere around there?
No, I think they get 500 if they win.
Okay, and what if they lose?
Nothing, I believe.
Oh, okay. So that's really how it rolls.
Yeah, that's really how it rolls.
So how do these people afford coming from other states then if that's 500?
Established fighters are different. We're talking about like new fighters.
Okay, so brand new fighters. So I can't even guarantee them 1,000 to go there because they're all going to win. I would guarantee they're all going to knock people out. These are killers. These are MMA people, potential MMA fighters and really brawlers that people from 13 to 25 have knocked people out in bars, in the street, in my backyard. I'm talking high quality entertainment, psycho killers. I was thinking I bring my New York crew, you bring your Boston crew, or let's say Kirk brings his Boston crew, New York versus Boston, because Providence rocked the last time it was there. I mean, That was fucking crazy because you have your entire Barstool audience. So that's what I was thinking that actually could happen. Now, let me just, listen, just sit on that, obviously. But I thought, first of all, that Coach Doug's performed insanely well. I made him a 15-1 underdog, and he was minus 400 to get knocked out in the first round.
Well, yeah, you were extremely pessimistic about both fights.
Listen, I made Alex Bennett a 3-1 underdog.
Oh, I thought it was worse than that. You had me worried that she would die.
No.
In the pre-room locker room. No, in the locker room, I had to tell you to shush. I'm like, she's right there, Stu. Like, she can hear you saying she has no chance.
The word die is a Kirk word, which I love Kirk, by the way. I know.
You're a die guy. You're a die guy. You're a die guy.
No, I am. No. But never concerning Alex. I said I was afraid they both were going to get hurt. And I would say Cupcake was Alex's opponent. That was the most epic fail, most disappointing performance all the way around I've ever seen in my life. I mean, she didn't win a second of the 3 minutes. She didn't win 1 second. Alex put a jab in her face, bullied her, was physically stronger, emotionally and mentally broke her 40 seconds into the fucking fight. She didn't throw a fucking punch. Now, I'm not saying she can't fight because one fight means nothing. And as you know, these people that first time in that rink, you could get paralyzed. You could literally freeze. You could literally choke. You could get scared. And the 3 minutes goes extremely fast if you're losing. If you're winning, the 3 minutes lasts forever. But if you're losing, that 3 minutes goes like this. So I was stunned that Alex was able to dominate all the way around, look great. She's long. I can't believe how long the fucking woman is. She can put a jab in your face. I mean, Cupcake couldn't come to her without getting hit with a fucking jab 5 times. Then when she tried to bull rush her, Alex literally grabbed the fucking girl and threw her like she was a fucking cupcake. So I was stunned how great Alex did.
Yeah, she
I made
dominated.
Alex a 3-1 dog before the fight. So, and I'm sure you were pretty fucking impressed too, right?
Yeah, no, I was very impressed with Alex. And Doug's won 2 battles. He didn't get knocked out. He did come to fight. And at one point, I think most people thought he was going to die of a heart attack. So
no, listen, no 2 ways about it. I mean, there's no 2 ways about it. But I spoke to Steve. I was very friendly with Steve and his entire crew who stayed at the same hotel. They brought 45 guys down there. And these Canadians, they, first of all, love you, love Barstool, and love me. And they were so fucking jacked up. They were so juiced up, but very respectful. There was no problems until I walked into the ring and one of their Canadians threw a beer that hit me in like the chest. And then Steve this morning on Twitter apologized for that. And I accepted their apology right after the fight was over. It happens. Things happen like that. But they were so much fun. And the guy, Steve, who fought is a killer. First of all, he was almost a professional rugby player. He was such a great athlete that people wanted him to play in the NFL as a lineman. And in addition to it, I don't know if you know this, he led his league in scoring in ice hockey 2 years. So that guy was a monster.
No, I didn't know these facts.
Yeah, no, I didn't. No one knew it. I mean, how would you know it? I only knew it because I hung out with them. I hung out with his fiance, hung out. I must have hugged the guy 12 fucking times. Must have hugged his wife, fiance 12 times. Great guy, super guy, loves Barstool, very respectful. Now, I think what's insane was how great Doug's chin was because Steve said he hit him 4 times cold in the first round would have knocked out 10 men. Cold. Doug took it And in the second round, when he got knocked down, he got fucking up. Night before, when he fell, he was doing like a picture. Took us like 5 minutes to get him up. So the general consensus was if he ever got down and fell, fucking fight's over. It wasn't. And Steve shared with me, the one who won the fight, in the second and the third round, had nothing left. Could not fucking breathe. I mean, took the fight with only 9 weeks to prepare, but could not fucking breathe. And in the third round, he said that
I'm falling asleep, Stu, though. I'm falling asleep. What are we talking about? We get it. We all saw the fight. Okay, I don't mean to be rude.
People don't know this. I'm sharing information people don't know. I mean, Doug's jaw, he barely could close his fucking jaw. So I think he deserves a little more credit than just, hey, fucking it happened. Let's fucking wash it. That motherfucker.
I think a lot of people gave him credit for surviving that.
Good. I want to do that. Now, do we know how many views the fight got?
Yes, we do. It was about 40,000.
So 40,000. So are you disappointed with that? Are you happy with that?
It's kind of what everyone is.
Okay. So to move the needle above that, you need something super like crazy to happen.
I mean, Canseco was over 100,000, and 40's about what every single one does.
Now, do we know what Doug's actual feed brought in?
It did okay. I don't remember. It did better than I think. It did better than I think. But
okay, good. All right, so he's going to make something, right?
We'll have to figure it out. I mean, it's what I said. We get 40,000 regardless of who fights, unless it's a needle mover. Doug's giving his link out, and we got to figure it out, both Alex and Doug's, and we will.
But that's a hard thing too. You know that
you're just swapping it though. It's like Doug's is reaching Barstool people who
understood. No.
A decent amount of them probably are buying the fight anyways, but they like Doug's, so they're buying it through Doug's link to support Doug's. But the math on it is, we did literally like the same thing we do every single time.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So we put a bow on that. Fucking done.
The number that they had was 70,000. Right. They're like, we're going to get there. I mean, it was basically a little more than half. It was, that's why I was like, it's going to be very hard because I've seen all sorts of people come in and it's like swapping the chairs. We almost land in that 35 to 45 realm unless something truly changes it, which Jose Canseco is the only one to this point who has totally I think we had 60 on one maybe before, but I don't know if that was like Bill Burr announcing. I can't remember what it was.
It wasn't Pac-Man, was it?
May have been Pac. I really don't know. But Barstool people, you're just dipping into an audience that is already kind of invested in us. So a lot of them are buying the fight anyways. So, it is good to see a link. The link would have been far more helpful if we jumped up to, say, 60,000. It's like, whoa, where'd that extra 20 come from? But it was what we always do, really.
Okay. All right. So, again, I think everybody did everything they could to just
100%.
As strong as possible. I did, Kirk did, and Doug's and Alex did. So
100%.
The effort was 110%,
no
even
doubt.
Though the numbers were not what we wanted them to be.
Well, I never thought the numbers were like, I've done it enough and know how, again, Barstool were re-dipping into Barstool people. What made Canseco probably work, or if it was Pac-Man, is you get outside the Barstool umbrella. Other than that, for the most part, you're just shuffling the views.
So with that thought, do you regret the Jerry Nadeau purse being so high?
That was too high of a purse, yes. But that was also, they benefited from not this Stu, the other Stu, Lex Luthor Stu, who fashioned himself a fight promoter for a bit and was like going against what I was suggesting for paying people, and it was way too high. It was way too high. And it's like, I'd rather give it to our guys. We stopped doing that because it wasn't making a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fair enough.
And I mean, there was also a lot of other content that came out of it too, like the
But
Cyber Monday
I do want to clarify. Like, Nadeau did not want to fight. unless he was paid to fight. He said no. I can't remember. I think Jerry was a little bit no. Doug's and Alex, I didn't even ask Doug's. Like, I found out I was fighting after the fact. Alex came to me like, I really want to fight. I'm like, I don't want you to. Are you, like, if you want to fight, but don't do it for money. Don't do it for me. That's not why we're doing it. So Nadeau did not want to fight. We had to, like, entice him to fight. So that is a difference in where payment comes from. Like, I thought Dukes is like, I want to lose weight. I want to get in shape. I want to challenge myself. That's what Alex wanted to do. Alex was more like, I think it's good for me at this company, get like content. Great. And it was. And a lot of people, but that's a fundamental difference in how those fights came about.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So we put a bow on Rough N Rowdy. It's done. We're on to Providence, Rhode Island. Let's go from there. Barstool Sports Advisors, are you psyched for the upcoming season?
Yeah, Stu, always in the beginning, I'm a gambler, and I look forward to football season. I'll miss the summer, clearly, but it is a fun show. It's something that is easy to do because it's so core to what I'm interested in. My travel is going to be a little bit fucked up, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, and then now, do you think, because I'm promoting it because it could be, is this the last year of Barstool Sports Advisors in the realm that we know it? I mean, when Dan moves out of New York to Chicago. Number two, when Penn Gaming buys the entire lot of Barstool soup to nuts. Now, you're going to triple your revenue or double your revenue. You may never want to work
Stu,
again.
So let me tell you something that I was thinking, and I don't know that would happen. What if, let me just throw this into the ether, and do not hold me to it.
Okay.
But what in a future world, I'm living in a borderline mansion in the water in Miami during football season. And in this world, you and Dan and everybody else are being flown to this mythical place and being put up for a night. Would you film Advisors overlooking the ocean in Miami?
And I meet Sil, hug it out with Sil. We have breakfast. She cuts me watermelon.
Possibly, yes.
Yes, done deal. I mean, that's the deal breaker, though. Sil, watermelon, I'll fucking go I'll go to Ukraine right now. You give me a fucking Uzi and I'm shooting Russians. So that's really the deal breaker. Sil, watermelon, I'm fucking there.
So, yeah, there will certainly be some changes next time around, and I've gone down this rabbit hole of the taxes thing, and I started looking at my schedule this fall, and I was like, fuck, I don't know how I'm gonna get my 6 months. And I talked to my tax guy. I'm like, how big of a difference is it? And it's pretty fucking massive. So I have to be in Florida.
Now, let me ask you something. When you say massive, I'm going to hit you. Are you saving more than $20 million or $10 million?
Over the length of this thing, yes.
No, per year.
No.
Are you saving $5 million?
Probably getting close to that, yeah.
Okay, so my question to you is, don't you think you're losing $100,000 a week? You not walking the fucking floor of that office, you not being there? Everybody works 10 times harder when you're in the fucking office.
There is a potential argument for that, Stu, except right now, our stock, which is where all our wealth is tied for me, it's like people are always done with no, Penn is all that matters. It doesn't trade on how we do. It trades on the entire gambling sphere. So we could absolutely murder it. We right now, and that may change, hopefully it does change, we trade with DraftKings, we trade with FanDuel, we trade with MGM, Caesar. They move in a group. And our business model doesn't matter. So no, the answer is currently right now, that wouldn't make a difference.
Okay, fair. Because that's always what I was thinking. And obviously, I'm in fucking Long Island. I'm 40 minutes away. You want me to walk the floor, especially for the gambling content, not be a Hitler, not be a dick, be an extremely positive influence. Because, I invented the industry. I've been doing this since 1980. I'm the only person in that fucking office. First of all, that's 61. Second of all, that's grinded for 41 fucking years having to pick winners. I'm willing. Obviously, I want to get paid large, but I'll walk the fucking floor. I'll make people accountable. I'll make people not fucking having 4-hour fucking lunches there. Not saying they do, but your presence in that office, I mean, I'm not blowing fucking smoke up your ass. You're a one-in-a-lifetime fucking guy. You're an icon. When you walk the fucking floor, people are shitting in their fucking pants that you're going to abuse them, that you're going to hold them accountable and take them to the fucking task, and they work better. I work better. You know what I'm saying? I work better.
Oh yeah, that's not
office.
Yeah, that's not a Dave Portnoy thing. That's when the cat's away, the mice shall play.
But you're away for 6 months, buddy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. Listen, as your fucking blood friend, I think that's fucking crazy. I think a guy like me, I'd be worth every dollar you give me to walk the fucking floor. You can't take Big Cat to do it because he needs to earn. You can't take PXC because he needs to earn. I don't know if Gaz has that sizzle. He can obviously rack back to you.
Gaz is further away than I am.
Right. So in other words, Erica's got to do her thing. Who the fuck is walking that floor, holding people accountable to the detail, to the attention to detail? Here's where I want to go further. If I can actually talk to the owner of Penn or the person that makes the decisions, I think we need to fucking work on not being $1 billion company, Penn Entertainment, being $1 trillion company. We have to fucking really cater to these men and women, especially women, from when they're young. We should open a Penn Entertainment school. They go to our fucking school and we teach them. We teach them how to be entertainers, how to be gamblers, how to be comedians, how to be content providers. And we teach them from the ages of 12 and up. So we just grind them fucking in like the military, like the government fucking does. And I think that's where we need to go. So we buy DraftKings. So we fucking buy FanDuel. So we buy Bet365. We buy those fucking companies because I think that's how strong we could be. And I think women is the key to our growth going forward. Instead of the men showing, hey, look at Barstool, I love Barstool, I think there's an insane women contingent. They'll be going, hey, I love Barstool, and they're turning their husbands, they're turning their boyfriends onto fucking Barstool. Like, I think Brianna is fucking so strong. She could fucking have 1 million people and she could be screaming, going, ah! She's got that much fucking power. But that's just a couple of my thoughts on it. So, and I'd like to talk to somebody at Penn about this. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm going to see if I can float that idea out there to Jay. He's the CEO, Jay Snowden.
Right. I would like a meeting with him to
a meeting to talk elementary schools and middle schools.
World domination
that
on
teach
the
gambling.
Sports gambling entertainment level.
Okay.
Because in reality, that's all I've ever done in my life. I'm a one-trick pony. But
so what are the hypothetical classes in this Penn Entertainment gambling school?
Well, we would teach people, first of all, a vocation. Similar to if you went into high school, right? And you couldn't fucking study and you weren't good, but you had a set of balls, you were extremely confident and you were talented and you were funny. Where the fuck are you going? You're not going to be a comedian. You don't have the confidence. We would teach them the confidence, a skill set, a vocation, an exact plan. You work for us for 2 years. We teach you how to do the internet, how to blog, how to be funny, how to be relevant. Anything in the world that we think somebody would want to take on, you give the take so that they have a direction. So they're not smoking pot their whole fucking lives, drinking, wasting their fucking lives, working at a $10, $15, $20 an hour job, where we could teach them how to make 40, 50,000 from Jump Street and show them you go from 50, after 2 years you go to 75, after 5 years you go to 100, and then that's the cycle forever. And it's a long play. It's the long game. It's not the short game. Because Penn Entertainment's forever. You know what I'm saying? You and me are not forever. But if we teach the youth of America Barstool School, because as Erica teaches, college is useless. My fucking son went to Brown 4 years, went to fucking, got his master's, PhD at Buffalo. Meant nothing, throw it the fuck out. Erica knows this for a fact. She preaches it, but not Barstool School, because we're going to teach you exactly what to do. There's an entry level. You come in. You work your dick off like every other company. You get a book similar to if you're in a fucking union. We tell you what to do, how to do it. And all these people, thousands, hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, millions of people, we teach them exactly the level where we want them to cover certain states, certain specific sports, certain specific cities. And it's endless what we could do. But they're ours. We control them from 12.
Do the parents have to sign like custodian over to us?
They're going to want to do it. It's like boarding school. It's going to be like if you go to a prep school, you're going to Barstool Prep. And because, again, your audience, like for example, people who have watched me, okay, in 1980, okay, now they have children that are 13 to 20 to 30 to 40. So many people say to me, my father used to watch you. My father fucking loved you in the 80s. People who in the 80s, when I was spending $100,000 a week on the Boston Herald, I was running double strip ads along the bottom for my brother-in-law, double strip ads along the Daily News. 1984, when USA Today came, people are running one by ones. I run the full fucking pages. They remember me. They remember my company. So in other words, we need to pull them in. And a lot of these people, a lot of people's lives suck, Dave. They suck. Not only now, we could take it to the next level. Not only do we give them entertainment, which is second to none, content that they watch, which is second to none. They gamble at our Penn gaming facility, which is the best in the world. They buy our merchandise, but now we teach them a vocation. How to earn a living working for Barstool. So, because what I'm afraid of is this, long game, I don't want to get poached. I don't want people to grab our fucking people and pay them 4 or 5 times more than they're worth because they want to steal our fucking audience. But it won't matter then. You see, I think we're vulnerable right now. We got some key people, God forbid, if they were taken, and you know our fucking competition is paying ridiculous money. They're paying 5 times what these people are worth, maybe 7 times. They don't even care if they lose money. They don't even care because they have to lose money. We know what people are worth. These people are not worth this. People are not making money. So be that as it may, the way that we would be bulletproof forever is every single year. We have hundreds of new people coming up. So similar to how you run that Barstool, that thing where you hire new people, we literally teach the people what to do. We get teachers, we get professors, we get educators. And in addition to it, we can teach people how to gamble where they gamble forever properly. Not over their head, not getting in trouble. We want people to post up at Penn forever, ever. The minute they're allowed, the minute they're legal, you fucking post 5, 10, 20 grand. But we're not looking for you to blow it in a day, a week, a month, a year. Grind it out. We get the world to post stuff, and we teach them how to bet properly so that we don't teach people how to get in trouble. So we would be the innovator of responsible gambling because we'll prove it. We're teaching it. We have a school for it. We have a fucking book. Here's your handbook. How to not get in trouble. We want you to gamble forever. We want you to provide content. We want you to buy our clothes. And in addition to it, we could then open, like you're opening restaurants, okay? Let's say I continue my way going. I could teach people how to meal prep, how to work out so that they could live forever. A simple workout. They're walking every day. All you need to do is walk every day and eat right. That's it. No fucking weights, no bullshit, motivation, motivating yourself, self-love, and then having a vocation with Barstool School, with Penn Entertainment. We pump out comedians. We own the comedians. Again, we could get into the shout-outs. We could get into the OnlyFans. It could be only Barstool. And we can combine this. There's so many things that we could do. That we're leaving money on the table. We're letting other people poach people. We're letting other people earn that we should keep it in our house. That's the bottom line.
All right.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I would never take away the OnlyFans from your employees because that's phenomenal. But maybe if they're going to work for you, instead of you taking the whole thing and doing all the work and getting 10%, just take 10% from them. Hopefully they make $3-4 million a year. Let's say Jordan makes $3-4 million a year. Let's say Kelly makes $3-4 million a year. You're making $300,000, $400,000 off the top. Let's say you have 50 of them. Now all of a sudden you're talking millions and millions of dollars. The same with the shout outs. Let's say you make fun of people that do Cameo. Why the fuck should Cameo make a penny? They're working for fucking you. So we do it in-house and we either take a piece or we take a piece of what they write. A small piece. We don't want a big piece. We want them to earn the lion's share. But we want these people to work for us forever. Long game, not short game. Long game, not short game.
Okay.
And there's trillions of dollars here.
All
so
right.
That's just my 2 cents.
It was very succinct.
Okay, thank you.
15-15-30, Stu, does that have a place at the school?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
This is on
Because
the up and up,
otherwise-
Eddie. This is on the up and up.
That would be only fans behind closed doors. Like, I am segueing away from the shock value Stu Feiner now.
Really?
I'm going to be a responsible 61-year-old adult teaching people how to gamble, motivating people to live cold sober. You don't need marijuana. You don't need sugar. You don't need carbs. You don't need to be drunk to have a phenomenal life and really have all your dreams come true. Okay? There is another way. There is another way, and that's where I'm at right now forever. I'm going long term. I'm going long, not short, not blow it out.
Stu, you said these last 8 weeks you haven't said anything regret. Did you used to say a lot of things that you regret?
Yes, because I would say things to be funny. Like, how many times have I said I want Aaron Rodgers dead? Like, anytime I pump a football game up, I'm like, let's kill Aaron Rodgers. I fucking hate him. I want him dead. There's no longer a place for that. I could.
So you're saying on this season of Advisors, Stu, you're not going to wish death upon any players?
No, that's out of my realm.
Oh, I'd like to bet against that.
I'll bet you $1 million right now. You got the money. I don't, but I'll bet you $1 million.
That you're not going to wish death upon one player the entire season?
No. Listen, the cheap thrills, the things that could get me in trouble. I've been shadow banned since 2007. The first person ever to shadow ban is me because of the sexual content, my violent actions that was always comedic. I never meant that it was to be shocking and funny. Is no longer shocking and is absolutely not funny. For example, I want to give you an example. This is such a perfect example. Last week, my buddy bought an old 1957 Cadillac. Beautiful. All right, spent like 20 grand, put 20,000 into it. And it was immaculate. It was white, pink. He put it online. I said, this car's so beautiful. I want to fuck you and eat your ass. Fucking Facebook. Banned me immediately.
Wait, you said this last week?
Yeah, last week. I was just literally expressing my love for the car, my love for the work this individual did. I said, I want to fuck you and eat your ass in your car. Facebook immediately took me down for a week. And now they put my feed at the bottom of everyone else's feed for 30 days. So then that was an eye opener to me because I thought it was hysterical. So did the individual. So did 90% of the people that read my post. But that's not how it works anymore. The 10% own this world. The 10% own what we do. And because of that, I don't have a Twitter. I don't own Twitter. I don't own Instagram. I don't own Facebook. I don't own Snapchat. I don't own Barstool. I don't own Penn Gaming. So I am really vulnerable to these mediums to make my millions of dollars. So I now have to adjust everything I do. Think about every word I say before I say it. I can't just run shit right off the top of my head no more. That's over. That's done forever. Because I can literally in 10 seconds ruin my entire career. And that's never happened. That's not happening. I want to be a billionaire. I want Penn Entertainment to be $1 trillion company. I want you to retire with $100 billion. I want to buy DraftKings, say fuck you, buy fucking every one of these companies, FanDuel, Bet360, well, all these clowns. I want to buy them and I want to eat them. And that's what I want to do.
Wait, why are you abstaining from sex?
No, Eddie, we can't keep going, Eddie, or I'm going to be worn out before we even start Advisors.
Listen, I get it, but he's abstaining from. So you're not having sex at all anymore, Stu?
No. I'm having sex, but But there's no reason for me to say eat ass, lick, clit, fuck to the masses because it doesn't work. First of all, half of the people that have sex have never eaten pussy. 80% of the people that have had sex have never fucked someone up their ass or ate an asshole. Most people, it's missionary, it's 5 minutes, and that's the end of it. That is so. In other words,
I don't know, Stu, that like even that last sentence may cross into the things you're saying you're not going to do.
What does that mean?
Start talking about.
Well, I'm not going to be talking about
eats ass, who licks clit, who has sex in the up your fucking dick hole. Like that what you just said seems like the stuff you're not going to do.
I'm not going to do it. I was giving Eddie an example of what I'm not going to do.
Okay.
I'm saying that because again, it's
but
not.
But are you going to do that? Be like, I said I'm not going to wish Aaron Rodgers was dead, so I'm not going to say that I wish he was disemboweled on the show because it's a new Stu. The old Stu would have said, I hope he's fucking dead.
No, listen. Listen. You and me are the same people, okay? We could go in the gutter, we could destroy you, or we could articulate in a sarcastic way that is so clean and so talented that we say the exact same thing, but never say it. And that's where our talent lies. I'm not some Joe Blow. I'm not so schmuck. I'm the best in the fucking world at this. You're the best in the world. We don't need to go gutter. I like going gutter. I enjoy the gutter. I do. I swear to God, it's where I love to be. Really is. That's why I love Kirk. I mean, even though he was destroying, I was sitting there getting hard watching this guy. I love that. That's me. God forbid me and Kirk were together in 2006. We'd be in jail right now. We'd be in a fucking holding cell. There would be no Brittany Griner. Hey, we want to trade. You'd be trading people to get us out. No. They throw away the key. But it's not. It's 2022. I'm good enough for my comedic value, my ability to shock and hype and be funnier than ever without ever crossing the line. Because that's how good I am. And I'm just going to raise it. It was always a cheap way to get a cheap joke. It was cheap. My son used to yell at me, "You're better than this, Stu. You're better than this, Dad. This is joke time here. What are you, fucking 15? And he's right. So now that I'm clean and sober, that I have my mind working, that I'm willing to put in the work. Like, for example, before the show starts, I would never study. I'd come into that show cold. Absolutely. I wouldn't even know what games we're using. And you would look at me like, Stu, did you study? I'd be like, oh, no. And you would laugh because you know I'm telling the truth. I didn't. I'm the only person who can get away with that because I'm good enough to just wing it. But that's gone. I'll be studying 15 hours a day prior to Barstool Sports Advisors. So I'm going to know the games. I'm going to know my lines. I'm going to know my jokes. And I'm going to play off what's going on. And I'm going to be better than ever. That's the bottom line. My percentage of winning will be 10% better. And my comedic value will be 20% better. And it'll be mainstream. You could put anything out about me. And I'll be great. I'll be the best there is. So those are my goals. And that's what I'm going to accomplish.
All right. Thank you, Stu.
Dave, I fucking love you. I would die for you, as you know. Eddie, I fucking love you, Eddie.
I love you, Stu. This is great. Thank you for coming on.
Goodbye, Stu.
That was great.
Nobody in the history of Earth has had less chance to live up to what they just promised they were going to do. He didn't even make it through that speech without going gutter. So I would buy that shirt. I like the gutter, Stu Feiner. And I do too. Some people, I like the mud gills, gutter gills, whatever you want to call it. But he's not going to wish somebody dies this season. Come on.
So you don't think the Shock Entertainment's dead?
No, I don't.
No.
I hope not. I hope not.
Well, that's your Stu?
It's Stu is Stu.
Yeah. That was great. What do you think?
You would have let him go forever.
I mean, what do you think about the school? Do you think any hopes?
I'm going to talk to Jay and see what he says. Start teaching kids to gamble at 12. Seems like it's got a future.
If you put him on that floor though, with those red shoes and the black suit with the red tie,
just
with
walking
a
the floor,
bam stick, he'd be fucking.
There's only one Stu Feiner. There is only one Stu Feiner.
That's a fact. Thank you, Stu. He's the best. Dave, let's talk about HelloFresh.
This is what I need. Save every last second of the summer with HelloFresh. HelloFresh delivers fresh quality produce farmed to your door in less than a week, allowing you to enjoy the delicious flavors of the season right from your home. Heading out for one last vacation, update your delivery address. Enjoy HelloFresh at your vacation destination with just a click. Plans are flexible, so they work with your changing schedule. They offer 55 weekly options to take the stress out of meal planning and prepping. From friendly family to fit and wholesome, HelloFresh has tasty and nutritious meals that everyone will enjoy. HelloFresh's quick and easy recipes, 20-minute meals, and low prep, low cleanup options. Low cleanup is huge. Like, that's my biggest problem with cooking is the cleanup, because when you're done eating, you just want to sit down, watch TV, enjoy the day. The cleanup sucks. So these are low prep, low cleanup options, provide an even faster route to putting food on the table around your packed schedule. I use them all the time. They're quick. Like I said, no cleanup. Go to HelloFresh.com/DPS16. Use code DPS16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. Again, go to HelloFresh.com/DPS16. Use code DPS16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts.
That was a great ad read. You read stuff. You didn't read stuff that you weren't supposed to read. I saw that.
Yeah. That was good.
You're on your shit today. Why are you really in the 11 a.m.? Why are you in the Starburst shirt?
I just threw it on.
Oh, all right. You're not going? No.
It's like...
Oh, okay.
Just shorts. I'm running out of just laundry, maybe. I just saw her sitting there. It's comfortable to wear these. It's kind of like a she St. Bart's look. The linen, like light with a little bathing suit action.
Yeah, someone would wear that to like a, one of those fancy weddings where you wear no shoes.
No, wrong.
Oh, sorry.
Because you're not going to wear like a bathing suit to that. But you may wear it to like, a Mykonos lunch breeze coming through. So this is going, the chest hair is coming out. You have maybe a whole fish, like a nice branzino whole fish, maybe a glass of Sancerre, like those little shoestring fries, maybe a Greek salad. It's like that type of vibe. Or
nice
in the Hamptons, Droyers. There's a place right on the water. Again, the breeze comes through. There's a little basketball hoop in the ocean that says "The End." Yeah. Maybe a lobster roll.
It's a good painted picture.
I like to paint.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
A couple notes there. Obviously, Stu got into a little bit, but big news: Penn National is paying $325 million for the final 50%, and will own Barstool outright by February.
Yeah, I think it's actually 64%. They bought 36 the first time. This is. I got a lot of congratulations. This, to me, unless I was missing something, was very much old news packaged as new news. Like, I knew the dates from the second we did the deal. They always intended on buying it all. And this was the last day. But since Penn is a public company, this was the last day they had to let the world know, basically, it was happening, because you have to, because they're public. But there's nothing new to this announcement for me.
Yeah, it was kind of like before it was we signed this guy, and then this was like the press conference where it made it official.
Yeah, right. Yes. And I guess they could have theoretically not done it, but it was always told to me it was happening.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of questions about what changes.
Nothing. Literally nothing.
What's up with the he's mentioned so many times, though, turning into entertainment? Obviously, that's because of Barstool.
Well, and the Score.
Yeah.
Penn, I think, is an old school company. The logo was kind of so I think that was it. At one point, I think there was thought about turning the name of the to Barstool, but with all the baggage we have, I guess personally, that was probably the right move not to do it.
Mm-hmm. So legitimately, there hasn't been one thing where they're like, here's what we want to see in February when we take over 100%.
No. Like, I didn't even have a call regarding this latest announcement. I mean, the changes that happened already were enacted. We focus on gambling. The guardrails that Paul ignored. Like, those all already happened.
So, like, obviously, when you choose college football show destinations, like you're going to gambling states.
Correct.
When you choose, yes.
Yeah, which we did last year.
I mean,
for all intents and purposes, I already considered myself like a Penn employee. Like, now everybody who had the remaining stock is giving it over. So, like, the guy with the bald head who chews gum loudly will, I believe, be a millionaire in a matter of months.
Is that true, Paul?
That's what I've heard. I'm trying to figure. I still don't really understand. This is
I believe you would. If you're not, I am misunderstanding it. And there'll be a lot of millionaires, relatively speaking. I believe. I sometimes misunderstand, but I'm pretty sure. Like, if I am drastically misunderstanding the situation if the original equity holders aren't getting a pay. And by the way, this sometimes causes issues because people are like, oh, Barstool has all this money. Not really. Like, and I don't mean that non-really. Like, sometimes I do feel like there's confusion. We, however you want to look at it, sold Barstool Sports. That's what we're getting paid for. We're not getting salary. That's separate. I started a company. I sold half of it to Chernin. We sold the rest of it now to Penn. And basically 20 years, I'm getting a check for 20 years of work. That's essentially what it is.
Yeah. No, so Kevin, Keith, everyone is going to be getting paid, to your knowledge, in February.
To my knowledge. Not all of it, because they can't just get up and go. Just like me and Dan can't get up and go. Yeah. But I believe they will be getting enough to make a significant impact on their life. Yes.
Does it change anything with being able to bet on the Barstool Sportsbook? Like, are we now technically Penn employees instead of Barstool employees?
That is a TBD. That is one thing that could potentially we may have to tinker with, but I'm not handling any of that. I'll continue to bet with Penn as long as I'm told I can bet with Penn.
Mm-hmm. Are these meetings just like fucking?
I wasn't in any of these meetings.
All right, because that's like, do you feel like you're in over your head on those things? That's some big time.
What?
Like I don't know, when we're talking fucking all these big acquisitions and all these
that's
big
where I think sometimes I get like dismissed, like I'm some fucking fool. Like what you just did, Eddie, but I don't take it personally. Like
it was a question.
Like you're right. It's a question. No, I would say, and I think I've said this, I think I started the first or one of the first digital media companies, and I've seen almost everything and been in a lot of meetings with a lot of different companies in the gambling world. Not that I'm pretty knowledgeable, not necessarily like in the minutia of the financial details, but how a lot of this shit works. At this point, I have a fairly good understanding.
And then you stand.
I mean, I'm an old fuck. Like, if you're looking around, I'm 45, and I get asked all the time. Like, I get offers to be. Like, people want me involved in companies for merger and all that. I say no 99.9% of the time. But if you're looking like, oh, who kind of knows this space and field and been through it now 2 different acquisitions, like, I have a lot of experience with it now.
Mm-hmm. Business guy.
Jack of all trades, ace of none.
There you go. Anything else Rough and Rowdy wise?
I was impressed by Alex. I was impressed by Alex, and I was impressed by Doug's, and I thought it went well.
Yeah, Alex looked like she was fucking been fighting for years.
She was meaner than I thought she was going to be, that's for sure.
Yeah,
like,
she was
swearing at her, throwing around the ring. I guess you got to be. She went to a different dimension.
Yeah, and Doug's guy was tough.
How was your guy Kirk at the event?
Good.
Think he added to it?
Definitely. He's one of the all-time bad guys. There's very few people who can be as comfortable with being hated as Kirk Minahan, and he thrives on it.
Probably couldn't have gone better with him losing, essentially.
That the picture of him is watching. I asked him if I go, Kirk, when did you know you were in trouble? He goes, 10 seconds. 10 seconds in, he's like, I knew I was in big trouble. The people made the song about him. He's just, and he said the song sucked. He's he's not everybody's cup of tea, but I've always liked Kirk. And it's probably landed us more underwater trouble that we don't even know about. Like, I will go to my grave saying his arch enemy is definitely involved in a lot of the shit that has come my way.
I could see that for sure.
Because who else has the time to put this shit together?
Yeah,
that's my only concern, by the way, pissing off the right. The left is still coming for me hard. And who's going to be left to defend me when the right's like, wait, this guy's not who we thought he was? Because the left doesn't neither. That I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
Yeah, you'll be in trouble. that would
Just
not
be
be
left
good.
is I'll be fighting a battle with nobody.
That's trouble.
I have I may be able to whatever. Go ahead.
Well, here's one guy who will help you. You could get your buddy, the artist, who just stabbed someone in Miami, who everyone was talking about last week.
Yeah, I thought that was like a repeat because he does that, I think, quite a bit. That's his move. He stabs people. And yeah, I went crazy viral again. It's the most viral thing every time. I think it had like 15, 16 million views on TikTok alone.
Yeah, so we're talking about the no-arm guy in Miami. Do you see him like was it the only time you've seen him ever in
No,
Miami?
I've seen him once before.
Yeah.
That was the first time I saw him, and then once I saw him, he's pretty well known in Miami. He's always around.
Well, he's like, he does pictures with his feet, right?
Yeah. And then attacks people. He's destroyed hotel room. He's quick. He's a quick little bugger. Like if I see him, I'd cross the other side of the street because I don't want to recognize me and attack me.
Yeah.
He'd like, I think he'd kill me. He got low gravity like a wrestler. He'd get me by the legs and then stab me.
Yeah, there's like a video of him like taking down like a hotel lobby. I've seen.
Yeah, no, he's out of control. He's a mad.
He does some damage. All right, let's do some Inside Barstool, then we'll get out of here.
I do have one quick story that I got to tell.
Yeah, please.
Since you're not going to ask about the syndicate at all. Just
congrats.
so
you had a good weekend, it seemed. Congrats. It seemed like you guys had a good weekend.
Yeah. Do you guys know who Big Tone is?
Yeah, he was at the mini golf.
So Big Tone is a Jersey Jerry guy. Wants to work for Barstool. And I went to track one weekend and he was making content. And if we're being honest, I didn't think it was good. I thought it was cringy. I thought he was cringe. I would not have said that to Big Tone's face. But Jersey Jerry is like, what do you think of Big Tone? I'm like, I don't know. He's pretty cringy. Like, I saw him. There's something about him. I just, like, didn't fit for me. There's something off, like, cringy. All right. Big Tone, we go to the track this weekend. Big Tone shows up uninvited but undaunted to our box. Fine. He's a nice enough guy just to hang out. We do a day of gambling. I'm paying the bill. He comes up, Big Tone. He's like, thank you, for the day. I know you think I'm cringy. I go, whoa, where'd you hear that? Who said that? I knew in my head, I'm like, fucking Jerry. I'm like, no, almost like that Seinfeld episode when it's like, you're so phony. And Jerry's like, no, he's like, I mean that as like, he's so cool, he's so phony. That's what I felt like. No, I meant cringy. Like, you're such a cool, cringy guy. I was so caught off guard by somebody that you don't think, like, to my face being like, I heard you think I'm cringy. What do you say to somebody who does that? We walked out of the fucking Saratoga. The second Big Tone left, I turned to Jerry. I go, you fucking rat. What are you, out of your fucking mind? You're asking me this shit in confidence. So Jersey Jerry is a rat. And that's the only moral of this story.
Oh, no. He's got
Who
the rat
does
label?
that? Who tells that it was said in confidence. You asked me a question. I answered it.
Yeah, to be fair, though, like I don't feel like you'd have a problem telling people if they're cringy.
No, I don't
pretty
tell
fucking
somebody I
honest
barely
guy.
know that's a nice person that they're cringy.
Yeah, but like if the guy's blatantly trying to get a job and he's doing content, like you
He
have
didn't
no
ask me.
problem.
No. I haven't done anything. He hasn't interacted really with me. He goes through fucking Jersey Jerry. Yeah, Dave thinks you're cringy. When he said it, I'm shaky. He's like, I heard you think I'm cringy. I'm like, whoa, who said that? I don't remember. I knew I said it. I was like, who? What? No,
no.
It's terrible.
So you gave him the rat label?
Jersey Jerry's a rat.
What did
He
Dan
ratted
say about
me.
this?
Everybody said he was a rat. He's a rat. He knew he was a rat.
Oh no, that's tough. What was your positive from the weekend? Right?
No, not really. I bet so much now. I bet if I bet $5,000 a race, you got to hit a 50 grander to get through like what? 8 races, 9, 10, yeah, 10 races, but no more because I'm betting $5,000 a race. We split it, so it's like it lasts for like 1 second. We're actually switching it up.
Chopped.
The syndicate's going to be live from Montauk for Travers weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I didn't want to go. I love Saratoga, but it's so busy, Travers. Getting up and down to bet, you get stopped a million fucking times. So Elio, who has never been here, is coming here, and we're just going to bet here in Montauk.
Is Travers next weekend or Labor Day
Yes, this
weekend?
Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well.
No, not live. I meant, yeah. I mean, we'll keep people posted.
Well, quite the story.
You're so cringy.
Idea.
No, what? No, Big Tone. No.
So are you a Big Tone guy now?
No.
Oh.
I think it's a wild move for him to confront me with, I heard you think I'm cringy.
Yeah, but like, dude, you're such a... I don't know, though. You never know what works with you, I guess, people
Well,
would
I
think.
barely know the guy.
Yeah, but like your persona is like you like just people who are upfront. Like you're such a upfront guy, you know?
Yeah, but this isn't... I would not call... I actually said that. I'm going to treat Big Tone now as though he works for me, even though he doesn't. He is super cringy.
I only met him that
and
one
I
day.
also said
very
it's
nice.
public.
I liked him.
Like now this whole thing's public. That's why I'm saying it. But no, I'm not like, if you're not in my world, like I won't be intentionally rude to you.
Yeah, yes, but you know he's trying to be in your world. So people who are in that box,
But he hasn't really gone through like me. He goes through like Jersey. Like I didn't know who he was when he showed up at the golf thing. I thought he was decent at that. Like I didn't ask him to be making videos at Saratoga when I was there.
Yeah.
Like there's a belief, I think, sometimes if you really want to work at Barstool, you can bulldog your way in, which I don't necessarily think is true. For content, I think Big Tone's very cringy.
Can he?
Nice enough guy. No, generally you can't change that perception.
No, so there's nothing he could do. It's happened before. It happened recently with someone. Forget who, but who knows? Inside Barstool, Casey Smith is going to be a mom.
Yeah. I'm happy for her. Good for her. She's like, I was worried it would change perception or anything. No, it won't. She's good at her job. Good for her. Kids.
Good for Casey. It'll be great.
Happy for Casey.
Francis announces that he's officially returning to Barstool Sports.
Yep. Very excited.
Luke Rockhold calls the Barstool /
That was bullshit. That was bullshit, the Luke Rockhold thing. Nelk has made some videos where they're getting blowback with UFC, trying to be funny, witty, whatever, and missing the mark, or maybe not missing the mark. I don't know. Robbie Fox is very knowledgeable about UFC, and we cover it he covers it respectfully and everything. So I don't know why our name was mentioned that at all. It had no business being in that rant.
I mean, it was just crazy to do. I mean, Nelk has had so many of the big UFC stars on their huge podcast. Like, that's great for UFC.
Yeah.
Great for UFC.
And he was talking to a Nelk report. It just, whatever. That was a Nelk issue, not a Barstool issue.
Was that confirmed Nelk who he was talking to?
Yeah, I believe it was.
Oh, shit.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
He's also one who he was also the one who got slapped. Yeah. So it's just not like where we don't do that. So I don't know why Rockhold brought our name up, especially after doing 20 minutes to do your homework. You do your homework.
And do you, going back to the last topic, sorry, but any plans for Francis or like, hey,
he does. I didn't give him any advice last time. Don't, write blogs on subjects that could potentially cause you to get fired again. That would be my only advice.
Go do your thing.
And dress up for the Duncan Awards if we have them.
Is he going to get a podcast, or is breakfast coming back?
He has an existing podcast that he will continue to do. That'll be in our umbrella.
Oh, nice. So we're taking that. Are we hiring his co-host?
They'll be compensated. They're not like full-time employees.
Got you. Okay. Nice. So look out for Francis. What's that? A couple weeks?
Yeah, he get married, honeymoon, I think September 15th.
September 15th. All right. Welcome back, Francis. How about The Rock? The Rock is in on Meatball Molly.
Yeah, loves Meatball Molly. Loves her. It's great.
Yeah. Have you ever seen him or anything in Miami?
No. Never met him. No.
Are you a big Rock guy?
I wouldn't say a big Rock guy. Who doesn't like The Rock? But he's like, I wouldn't. And I don't know that would happen, but he was theoretically offered in a pizza review, and I did not commit to it.
Why didn't you commit?
Because I didn't want to like have to be running around. If I knew I was gonna be in New York that day, yes. But I'm not gonna get on a plane to do a pizza review for The Rock. He's not plane worthy for me.
You don't think The Rock is plane worthy to do a pizza review? Dave, that's
no. He's definitely a gigantic star and arguably one of the biggest on the planet. I'm not disputing that. But at this point in my life, it has to be a Dave Portnoy guy. Like, it has to be somebody on, like Larry Bird, who is not the star The Rock is, right? Like, I'm on a plane for Larry Bird. So it's not, I'm not saying how big they are. It has to be somebody like I have some sort of attachment to that would make me be like, yeah, I'll do it. Larry Bird can be like, meet me in Abu Dhabi. And I'll be like, I'll be there.
The cast of Point Break.
Well, Swayze's dead. No. Keanu Reeves, no, that wouldn't. It's probably a short list. Like Brady, probably, yeah. Bird, KG, I would probably go to the ends of the earth. I've already done Nomar.
The Revivalist?
No, because I see them enough where I know I'd bump into them again. It's a short list.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, but again, so that's not.
It's not a shot. It's just your personal.
Because there's no doubt Rock is gigantic, but what does that do for me? Having just get more views in one pizza review.
You don't care about that no more. It's like no. It's not about. It's not about numbies, Dave. It's not about numbies anymore.
It's always about numbies, but it's not going to change anything. Like it's not like I'm going to suddenly get this huge new audience of people who watch pizza reviews. That's not the pizza reviews. I think most people in the United States at this point, you have seen some sort of pizza review and chosen to like watch a pizza review, or they haven't. Like it's just not going to change anything beyond that one day. It's not going to bring in more money, nothing like that.
You get a new audience. How are you enjoying the spotlight being on you in European soccer? Any notice of like people?
No, not really. I don't know if that's grown or anything. It's off to a good start. Obviously, the Coys are on fire. So it is more exciting, obviously, when you have a rooting interest. And I'd like to see a game in Tottenham.
300 million Instagram followers.
I'm very clearly saying he's gigantic.
I know.
I may end up meeting him through Molly. My thing isn't, again, they plan them so far in advance. Like the thought of jumping on a plane and traveling like 3 hours and turn around 3 hours for fucking 2 minutes is not appealing to me. I've never been with the exception of very few people, like super celebrity driven. Like I don't get starstruck. I don't give a fuck.
I respect that about you. You're the opposite of a star fucker. I feel like
I really don't give a fuck.
It's kind of becoming like a star fuck company in a sense, and you're not for you though.
No, not for me. Mm-hmm. Never. I don't give a fuck.
No, I mean you hate talking to people on this show that you don't have a connection to.
Yes.
Like we talk to big people all the time, and you're just like, no, I don't want to talk to them.
Well, I'm not a great interviewer. I know that, and it's like I have no interest in what these people have to say. Really. Mm-hmm. Like I've thought about things beyond like this show and what I would do that I would be comfortable and enjoy in content. And if I was like what I know, and it would never get picked up by any station because I'm too toxic, but even though I'm not, but the perception and the next hit piece will again be another war. But like a full blown like pizza show. Like where I go in and instead of just doing like the Al Santillos of the world, like those, like deep dives into them, spending more time and maybe doing like 2 deep profiles of pizza places. So 30-minute show, 15, 2 blocks, something like that. I'd enjoy that. Or like old businesses like almost like the Barstool Fund, like like 100-year-old businesses pass through families and like going and spending time with them, seeing what they do. Like I do enjoy that. I'm much more interested in common things like that than like celebrity shit.
I agree with you. All right, Molly Meatball and The Rock, the new tandem. Last thing here, and then Za said goodbye to a favorite pair of underwear.
Za?
Yeah.
I maybe saw this. I think I saw the picture of it, but I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't dive too deep.
It's tough to let go to a good pair, you know?
Yeah, I did see this picture. Yep.
2004. Biggest moments of his life. Graduations, jumping on tables, you name it.
Yeah, it looks like he's been through a couple world wars. Good for Za.
All right, so I got Surviving Barstool premieres Sunday at 7 p.m. on the Barstool YouTube. I'm in it. I think there's maybe some fireworks in the first episode. Go check it out.
Oh, a little teaser.
Little teaser. You got anything else?
No, the only thing I'll say is TV, Thrones. I know I did watch the new one. I had told myself I wasn't going to because I don't know how many seasons this thing's going to be.
A lot,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think Thrones is going to go on forever. Like I think they're just going to have new iterations.
Yeah, but I will say, I would find like post Thrones probably more interested than pre Thrones because like you kind of know what you know that middle part. But I loved Game of Thrones. I loved it. There was a time I was debating quitting it in the middle of it because I like to be happy. I like to I have like the terminal list where he just kills the bad guys at the end of every show. And you're like, yep, got him. I like that. I don't need my favorite people to constantly being raped and pillaged and murdered and the bad guys winning every episode. And that's what Thrones does. And it's like, do I really want to put myself through it? I watched the first episode. I thought it was very good. I don't know if I'm ready for it.
You just need the good guy to win every time, huh?
Who doesn't want the good guy to always win?
I mean, sometimes a curveball's good.
Eddie, it wasn't a curve. It was almost a curveball would have been if the good guys had 1 second of good things happen to them in the original. It went like 4 seasons where it was just a bloodbath of the good people. Yeah. And by the way, I know the dragons die. All these dragons are going to die. I don't want to watch that. Why do I watch dragons die? I love the dragons. They're all dead. Not one dragon will survive. We know that.
What cut you the deepest last Game of Thrones? Like not this season.
I didn't like when the dragon died.
I thought the dragons looked a lot worse for some reason. Did you think so?
No.
You thought it looked the same?
They're different dragons.
Like they will do anything. Like this little girl who, spoiler alert, who gets named like the success, she could be dead in the next episode. They don't give a fuck. Anybody can die anytime, any place, anywhere. And the dragons, which are my favorite thing, are clearly going to be murdered.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it a good show, though, Dave. Not the dragons dying, but anytime, any place, anywhere, it's probably a good show. Do you like anyone right now? Are you warming up to anyone?
Yeah, the little girl. How can you not like the little girl? Everybody else is very suspect.
Damon, the villain, Matt Smith, he was in the Morbius. He's built for that.
Yep, he's good. I mean, you got the hand of the king, send his daughter to go fuck the king so he can get the baby. Listen, trust nobody. That's almost like the mantra for myself watching Thrones. Like, don't trust him. Don't get attached to this person. It's like, do not get attached to anybody because they're going to die soon. And they're not just going to die. They're going to be raped before they die.
But I think I saw, too, that they're like kind of like bringing it down a notch. Did you see that, Gaz?
Yeah, they did not. I mean, they definitely did not. They had like, it felt like it was more gore than the last
I mean, that scene when everyone just fucking died. The woman's, please. What did they give? What was less gory?
The yellow cokes were like dismembering everybody and like pulling it away in a cart.
That childbirth scene was horrible.
Yeah. And then, I didn't
they're
have that on
not
the
toning
list.
it down. That's what they do. They want to tell you they're toning it down so they can fuck you up mentally.
I felt like they were like, we were getting so much shit at the end of the last season. We need to turn it up a notch. Like, we need to be like, we're fucking back.
Yeah.
And are they going
to?
And it's just such a commitment. It's like, I've said that I would have not rewatched Thrones. It's like it's such a fucking commitment.
Biggest commitment is like, you have to lock in Sundays at 9 or you're fucked because you'll get spoiled. You get all that.
And then it's
I don't know how you got away with it.
NFL season.
It's a conflict. I had the Teo doc on here too.
Yeah, that was crazy. The Teo doc was crazy, and Deadspin's such a little slime buckets. Now, I'm not saying they're wrong to like publish the story necessarily, but they try to be high emotion. Like they're so delusional. First of all, I didn't know Tim Burke was an anonymous. Quite scary. I'm like creating quite a list of enemies, and he fucking hates us, and we hate him. Long history of hate there. But in his haircuts, it's funny because his haircut is so fucking bad. And Dan the next day was like, I'm surprised you didn't make more fun of Tim Burke's haircut. I'm like, it's because he's an anonymous. He's like, I knew something was up. Why you didn't go harder? That haircut was so bad, it could have launched 1,000 blogs. It was that bad of a haircut. Clearly, the guy doesn't know how to wear his hair. But Deadspin being like, well, we were trying to make fun of ESPN and we didn't have all the facts, so we just published it. The fact that they called Manti Te'o and they're for comment unsolicited, gave him 1 hour before they published it is bananas. And they can say with it, I remember reading that, and I assume Manti Te'o is involved. And he probably shouldn't have said, but he was the victim through and through. And to give somebody 1 hour, I think the other guy at one point, he's like, and this is how journalism works. They wrote the entire story. They give Manti Te'o 1 hour to respond. And they're like, well, we don't like to the subjects in negative stories to really let them say much because they'll try to spin it. It's like, or they'll tell the truth. Crazy. The whole story is nuts. And I thought the Ronio was the least sympathetic human. She, at times, I thought she was the victim. Do you remember the part in the doc where she was like, I can't believe Manti Te'o released the voicemails. It's like, what are you talking about? He's trying to prove he's innocent. Dr. Phil sits down like he's dropping an atomic bomb on every fascinating story. Really, really, really well done. And one of the craziest stories of all time. And we did
that. We made some good money off of that.
Oh, yeah. Play like your fake girlfriend died today.
The 2009 Barstool.
Yeah. That's a great shirt. Still plays, by the way, but
I mean, he's got to be so happy that he did this, Doc, because
he came smelling like rose. His life was pretty much ruined because of getting catfished to a degree. We'd all like to say we can't be catfished. I know I can be catfished. I've been catfished, but not like this. There's two parts. Nobody has gone to the lengths that this guy went through, but at the same time, if you haven't met someone in 3 years and you keep trying and there's excuses and she gets in a car crash and she's got cancer and she dies and she comes back, the fact he got that other girl to do the picture with it was, I thought it was photoshopped. I'm like, how did he get that girl to do that picture? Just crazy. The whole thing's insane.
And I mean, he was a college robot. Like he worked out, he played football, and like that's all he did. Like there was no.
Yeah, but you would think though after 3 years, it's like every time he tries to FaceTime her, she's like, "Oh, my camera doesn't work."
Yeah. I don't know. His last monologue was very good though. It made you really feel fucking bad for him. The people who take pictures with him and be like, "Oh,
100%, 100%," like memes, and I have publicly apologized.
Shout out to you, it was brave.
Credit. I believe I was the first one to do that. Well, Tim Burke and that other guy didn't. They're like, oh no, you can't expect to have all the facts. Well, you may want to let the guy have more than an hour to be like, I had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, but I don't know. If you do, then it gets blown up. So
if you do what?
Listen, the ethical thing, yes, but if they do that, then the story gets blown. It's a dog-eat-dog world. You know that. At
Are
least
they
if you're
waiting
in
about
their
getting
business.
cucked by someone else, like to get stolen on the story? Like, so they just like put a
Who
bum
the
out?
fuck else is working on a story like that? No, they're like Notre Dame has a PR. There's no one else working on that story, and it's one of those stories I get. Like, yeah, it's a great story for Deadspin. If that story never comes out, who fucking cares? Manti Te'o continues to live his life knowing he got catfished, which is super fucking embarrassing. It
But
wasn't
there was
some
also-
crazy newsworthy story.
No, Dave, that was like one of Deadspin's crown jewels for sure. Like that.
But I'm saying
Brett
it wasn't
Favre.
like right. And they're trying to say that they're doing the Favre example is a perfect example. They're trying to say they're doing it with like journalist integrity. No, they're not. Their business was ruining lives.
Yes, but that's why people like them.
Correct.
As fucked up as it is.
Yes. But they're not embracing that.
They're just
They're
saying
like,
it was
we're
their
trying
duty
to show how bad ESPN is at journalism. Well, you didn't even let the guy fucking respond to your story.
Yeah.
Just say what the lady said to you in Toronto when we interviewed you. I just want clicks.
Yeah, right. Yes, correct. Yes. They're trying to, they're like, we're trying to hold the other media accountable. We're above that. No, you're not.
Yeah. All right, then. Quite the show.
All right. See ya.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.